Now, I'm going to show you something pretty cool. You probably have the same thing in your area. You just need to look around for it. Since we've had everything turned upside down the last couple of years, running auctions or anything is very difficult. So, a lot of these companies that run auctions have now thrown up websites that are local in your area. You might have to post in some of the Facebook marketplaces and to locate them and what the URLs are, but I'm sure you've got them in your area just like I do. This particular company, um, basically, when somebody passes or dies, the family gives him the stuff. Here you go, sell it. I imagine he charges them a fee, and then he takes 15% of what sells on an auction. He bypasses all of eBay's fees, which is smart. But you'll notice we got a lot of case double X trappers, 32 bucks. I mean, usually these knives go for about 200. And the trick is not to get into an actual bidding war, is what it is. And I've never liked case double X. I mean, a lot of guys do, but I never have. You can see this one here is now up to high as $400. I guess that must be a rare knife to find or something like that. So that's quite interesting. Now, what I do is I'll find a particular item and then I'll scan it and then I'll go look at eBay and see what it's going for. And that gives me a general idea on, how much, and if any, that I want to bid. So, for example, this is going for $40. It's a Case Double X Hobo Trapper, and they sell on eBay for 200. So I know my leadway with this. I could go as high as 100 and then repost it on eBay and make a profit, but I usually like to make a large profit. If I get something for 20, I could sell it for 200. I'll mess with ideas like that. This particular auction guy, it seems like everybody that's on his particular site, they know their knives, and everybody knows what the cost of them are and everything. And the competition for bidding is pretty high on this one. But there's other things other than actual actual knives. Okay, is what there is. He's got just about everything and everything, and most of the knives are running 30, 40 bucks if that's your cup of tea and you like those knives. But as soon as I seen this, how he displayed the knife on two plastic stands here, well, that told me the auction guy himself, the guy that runs the auction, used to be in the knives, and he obviously understands knives, so it looks like all his buddies are in here bidding. That's kind of what it told me. And I try to figure out what are the ages, what are the people bidding, are they old men, are they young women, are they married couples? And of course, you're going to get men telling their wives, hey, this is on here, what do you think of this? But overall, I'm trying to get a generalization on who my competition is and who I'm bidding against. And it helps you to make money, basically. I mean, you take your time. I mean, even some stuff you may want to keep, like a box of foreign currencies, only at 35 bucks if that interests you. Um, and some of it goes higher than it should. Okay, there's an American Silver Eagle, 42 bucks. 2012 Single Eagle, 40 bucks. Morgan Dollar, $40. I mean, and this kind of caught my attention here. Morgan Silver Bar, 1 troy ounce. Well, when you try to trade silver in, they give you whatever the going rate is. They don't care if it's a Morgan. They don't care what it is. That's actual coin collectors. So this particular bar is 1 troy ounce for $42. I think 1 ounce is like 35 right now. So they're overpaying. Unless they feel the name Morgan makes it worth more, which it doesn't. If you take that and you trade it in for cash, you are paying more than what that silver is worth. So you have to be wise and apparent in what you're getting into. I mean, whoever this person was that died and passed away, I'm surprised his family didn't take all this stuff. They've obviously just handed it all to him and said, here, get rid of it. This guy comes in, he takes a house, he auctions the house off, everything that's inside the house. He itemizes it, and then he puts it on an auction site that he bought the program for. And like I said, and then the money's given to the family, and he makes a small profit for doing all this work, is what he does. And they're in all areas. I mean, there are these auction guys that are everywhere in your area. You just have to search them out. I mean, you can even buy a mounted deer head for $7 if you want that on your wall. But there is a lot of things you can find for good deals that you may want. There are things that you may not want. There are things that you may wish to oversell. You know, you may wish to resell. Who knows? But a lot of times you can get a lot of good deals if you play around. Briggs and Stratton pressure wash for $40 now. You've still got 3 days to go for this stuff, and it may go a little bit higher, but you're definitely going to get some good. Anything that says $5 or $6, nobody's bid it on. So basically, Texaco sign. If you wanted that, it would be $5. Now you cannot have this shipped to you. It's not like eBay where they'll do a bunch of shipping. They don't do that. This is 2 hours away from me, so when this is done, this Friday, I have to jump in the truck and I have to drive down 2 hour drive if I win anything. And if I do, go down to pick it up. And I am bidding on a few things. I'm kind of playing with. I might bid on this full size bed rail set I'm looking at. I could throw it up in one of the bedrooms. $5. Nobody's bid on it yet. Probably nobody will. You know, it says it's missing pieces for the posts on the top. So chances are nobody's going to want that. And you really got to pay attention. There isn't a lot of information. Here's a Kenmore washer, $75. Personally, I think that's a bit high, but some things will go high when people start bidding, and then other things will not be as much. Here's a dryer, $40. This thing's old, really old. But then that's a catch-22 because sometimes your old dryers, if you think about it, those things lasted over 20 years, where anything new appliances seem to last 5 to 7 years and then they break, right? How about a toaster oven for $5? Lights, we got a Broody litter box. I have no idea what that is if you're a cat person. My wife would probably know. But you pretty much got just about everything and everything and a little bit of everything. And the trick is not to get into a bidding war. Don't get yourself into that. Basically, you just kind of look at it and you go, well, that might be something I want, you know, this type of thing. There's an old Zark Trail Company. Right now it's at $30. I'm surprised they bid it at that high. I was quite surprised. I don't buy pet gates. I make my own gates if I need them. They last forever once they're made. Those plastic pet gates seem to break after a while. There's 100 foot of extension cord. That's a good deal. That may go up to $20, $25. But you got gas cans. You got, a lot of times I'll buy my screws, my nails, and whatnots this way. You know, 2 big flashlights. You'll find these places are a lot cheaper than buying stuff brand new, and you're going to get what you need. You know, fishing nets. You know, I'm the highest bidder here. See that? On this tent. I have no idea what kind of tent. It's in a black bag. I have no idea. I mean, $5? It's cheap. What the heck? I'll check it out if I win. Maybe I'll set it up in the yard, see what it is. You know. Like you'll see here, there's a box of hardware, nails, and screws, washers. You know, all little doodads that you may need. Right now it's at $10. So, and what happens is with this guy, after this auction is done with this stuff, he then kicks in a new auction that came from another house with new stuff from that house. And it's like every week there's a new house where he's liquidating everything in that house for the family. So it is pretty interesting. If you think, you know, the big house and everything you worked hard for and all your toys, when you pass, may just end up on one of these websites where people are basically buying them out and the money's handed back to the family and they don't want anything. And this takes a lot of time for this guy to do. I mean, everything has to be picked up. He takes it to a warehouse. He puts it up. He pictures it. He's obviously got a few people working for him. I did send him an email and I said, if I was to win a wash machine or a dryer, is there anybody there to help me load it? And he says, yes, there is. There are guys on standby on the day that we have that will help load it into your pickup truck for you. So I don't even got to pick it up and load it. I just got to drive there, give them my stuff and get my stuff and then drive home and say thank you very much and get my deal. But it's like these shoes here, for example. If you were a size 7, you could get a pair of shoes for $5. There's a lot of deals if you actually take a look around. You don't have to be buying off Amazon or eBay. eBay is extremely expensive. You find these private auction sites that are local to your area and that are around your area. And like I said, you may have to go into Facebook, into the marketplace, and post in there in search of local auctions type of thing. And you'll find somebody that's got it together that's doing this thing. I mean, you can get glasses. There's a push lawnmower. And the push lawnmower is $6. It may go higher, it may not. It depends who knows about this particular website and who's on it. It seems like there's a lot of knife guys because they're bidding those knives. They're bidding on those knives. But when you get into accessories like totes or hangers or stuff, I mean, like, look here. Somebody bid $17 on those 3 totes. Now, totes, they go for about $10 each, so I guess they're getting 1 or 2 for free. I really wouldn't have bidded on used totes, but, everybody's different. Here's a whole bunch of games. Nice to have in case of SHTF, person $6. You got a whole bunch of games to throw on the shelf. A much more affordable way to buy things that you may need or want, and you just kind of go like, here's bags of screws and washers they put together. So you get a whole bunch of them. So far they're at $12. So I know that's usually guys bidding on stuff like that. Some kids' life jackets, barbecues. I mean, you pretty much name it. There's a clock. I can't believe somebody bidded on that for $10. Like, you look here, it's all faded here, so you'd have to replace that. I showed it to my wife. She said you can replace that. I don't know. I was like, well, I don't want to take a chance. That's something to just sit on the shelf and probably never get fixed. You got paint sets. There's an old kind of blender. Nobody's bidded on that. It's $5. Brand new blender. Plug it in. So could a person buy stuff and then throw a garage sale? Sure they can. $5 for a kennel, shelves. You pretty much name it, it's there. There's 2 air mattresses that come in handy. Those things run $30, $40. You get 2 for the price of $6. Just by a little bit of searching around in your area. And a lot of people are sitting home because, what's going on. They're bored. Well, get off Facebook, get off YouTube, and start searching for stuff to help you generate an income or make money. Get on here and sit back. Well, not on this particular one, but find one in your area and start looking around. They even have firearms for sale. They do have to do a check on you, they said. But they even have that. There's a battery charger. You name it, it's there. Antlers. Could buy those for your dogs, I guess, or make some handles for ferro rods. A lot of feeders. $10. Good for chickens. So it's pretty much everything in there. There's a fog machine. I know for a fact those things are expensive. You use those at Halloween when you want to make your house spooky, right? But those things are over $100. We got speakers. There's a camel backpack right there. Get a camel backpack for a whole $6. Look at that. So, like I said, the deals are out there. You just got to get out and look. And look for auctions that are more local compared to places like eBay. And you might find yourself some good deals. I'll catch you guys on the next one.